came from Hamamatsu, Japan. A few years back. But the idea is, to me, it's very amazing. People from all over the world, all kinds of cultures. People think I'm Bengali. My grandparents are Litvaks. I don't even know what that means. They're from Lithuania. I was born in Mobile, Alabama, and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Actually, Niles, only 5 miles from where Radhanath Maharaj was raised. And in high school, my team wrestled against Radhanath Maharaj's team. He was 103-pounder. I was 127. So we couldn't wrestle. That was illegal. I was big. 127, not that big. And he was 103 pounds. He told me one day we were traveling. He was from such and such suburb. And I said, oh, I'm from Niles. He said, oh, you were in our conference. I said, oh, you were an athlete? He said, I was a wrestler. I said, I was a wrestler. He graduated 1 year before me, 1969. But I was varsity 69. He was varsity. And he knew our team went against his team. And we were in tournaments together. We met each other. I think that's why I became a devotee. I had Radhanath Maharaj's, whatever his name was then, association, because they'd line the team up, and then the other team, you'd be in your jersey, and you'd go and shake hands. I didn't shake hands with him, he was 103. But he had shaken hands with 127 on his team, and his team guy came and shook hands with me. So it's funny, but we lived maybe 3 miles apart, and we had actually probably seen each other. We were laughing so hard. Then he told me one day, he said, but I got something better than you. I said, what? He said, when I was a kid, I was with the Chicago Cubs. I said, you don't have me beat. I have pictures of me with the Chicago White Sox in 1959 when they won the pennant. I was in a hotel with them, somehow or other. He said, I want to see that. So this was recently. He called me to his room. I had some slides of me with, I don't think you know, but Louis Aparicio and Nellie Fox, old baseball players, with their arm around 7-year-old Sura, not exactly Sura in those days, showing their pennant ring. He invited me to his room. This true story, Radhanath Maharaj. Better than being with Louis Aparicio and Nellie Fox. This was just last year, I think. After all these years we were talking about it. And he said, I picked these up for you. And he opened up a folder. He said, come and sit here. And there was a picture of little Radhanath, 8 years old with curly hair and a baseball uniform from Deerfield, with Ernie Banks and Billy Williams and Ron Santo, Chicago Cubs. Big pictures. I had slides. And he was in uniform. I was in army clothes. He was in uniform on Cubs field. How did you do this? Because you're Radhanath, you're devotee? He said, no, our team won some championship in Little League. 7, 8-year-old boys. And they let them go on the field before the game with the Chicago Cubs. So I said, once again, Mars, you've defeated me. I thought that I was the champion. You are definitely. So it's funny how life goes in circles. But people from all walks of life. Radhanath Maharaj was not born in India. He was born of a Jewish family in the suburbs of Chicago. I was born Jewish family in the suburbs of Pensacola, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, and moved to Chicago. She was born in a, what was their religion? Shinto?
Both Shinto and
Buddhist. Buddhist family in Hamamatsu, Japan. But Prabhupada was calling her. Just like we said last night, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was calling Srila Prabhupada, come and take sannyas. I want you to take sannyas. Prabhupada said, I was horrified. Prabhupada was calling all these people in Japan, in Russia, in Poland, all over the world. You're from which place? Poland. You're Polish?
Well, my ancestors.
His ancestors. His whole family. His brother is devotee for many years. His nieces and nephews, we were with them in New England a month ago. All devotees. It was so nice. Everyone Krishna conscious and Vaishnava. Few people still not devotees, but they love their brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews. And now the Hare Krishnas are taking over the family. Mother, I think 96 years old. Amazing. I met Banabhata Prabhu, Will Meshark. He was Bhakta Will. I was working at the French hospital in Geary Boulevard and going to school in San Francisco. And I visited the temple. I had this thing going on and all this stuff. And I went in the back of the Hare Krishna temple. I had studied many Mayavadis and Vedanta and Maharishi and all these things. So I sat in the back, and Bhakta Will, 1972, was leading a kirtan in front of Big Jagannath on Valencia Street in San Francisco. Same Jagannath, there in Berkeley. And he came in the back and he said, stand up. The curtains had opened. And I was like, who's this guy telling me to stand up? If I want to sit down, I'll sit down. I'm 19 years old. He can't tell me. But somehow or other I stood and he sang, Lord of the universe, kindly be visible unto me. Jagannatha, he sang in English. And then in Sanskrit, Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu Me. And I was moved. Guy's got a good voice. He's a young guy like me. He's chanting all these things and he's seriously into it. You got to stand up, and this Jagannath is 6 feet tall. Huge Jagannath. Then they gave me, of course, nice prasadam afterwards. And I was hooked. Actually, they gave me, Bhutatma was the president in those days. And they gave me, I was a student, they gave me a box of jalebis because I had some friends on, it's a true story. My friends lived in Haight-Ashbury. Not in the days of Haight-Ashbury, but after the day, 72. So I walked from Valencia Street back to Haight-Ashbury with a box of jalebis, maybe 40 jalebis. Oh. But I started eating. Then I ate 2, 4, 6 jalebis. It was a very long walk. And I didn't know later I'd get diabetes, maybe not. I didn't have at 19. And I ate jalebis. Finally, I ate like half the box of jalebis. And they told me, this is for your friends. And finally, I kept eating jalebis. So delicious. And I was so ecstatic from 15, 20 jalebis. True story, I ate the whole box of jalebis. Because my rationale was, I rationalized that they didn't come to the temple. So why should they get jalebis? I'll tell them how delicious the jalebis were, so that then they come to the temple, which they did. And they later ate samosa and jalebi every day. They liked it. I don't know if they ever joined, but because of all those jalebis, I was so intoxicated with jalebis, I had to join Hare Krishna. There was nowhere else to go. Who will take a jalebi intoxicated person except the Hare Krishnas? No, maybe it was 8 months, 10 months later. I had to tell my girlfriend, get her to eat jalebis. She also came at that time. So we're going to chant Jai Jagannath. I want you to, if you like to learn to play harmonium, Temple Bhajan Band style, if you can hold it up. We have our DVD of Harmonium Kirtan Workshop, just 10 rupees, $10. And can you show the CD? We have our, what's it called?
Temple Bhajan Band.
Like a Lotus.
Like a Lotus. Yeah.
We have our Like a Lotus CD with songs by the whole Temple Bhajan Band. We have like 6 more players that play cello and sitar. We have a sitar player when we have the whole big band. And then if you really like, those just $10 also. And if you really like, we have, my daughter says this is the first intelligent thing I've done. It's a USB port. We put, picture of Jai, put it. We have 9 CDs, 9 hours of kirtan on the USB port, all Temple Bhajan Band, all traditional style kirtan. Yours, unlike Amala Bhakta, only $30. I got the inspiration from Amala Bhakta. My daughter said, she's 26, she says, that's the first intelligent thing you've done. I said, the first? I said, how about having you and raising you? She said, well, this is the first with the Temple Bhajan Band. These you can wear around your neck, press the button. You know, the non-devotees, they have a thing. It's, I think, called Life Alert.
First alert.
First Alert. I saw a commercial. And if you're a little senior and you press the button, in the commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up. And they press the button and they come. So Badri Narayan Prabhu told me you should put a little button on this and say, I've fallen, and by the mercy of Krishna, I can get back up. That we can get back up only by the mercy of Krishna and Prabhupada. And this music of kirtan is that music. So let's sing Jai Jagannath, little bit English, and Jai Jagannath.